Most people think the Amazon is just a jungle, green, vast, dangerous, untouched. But that image misses almost everything. Because the Amazon is not a jungle. It is a machine, the most complex biological machine ever assembled on this planet. And it is running right now, producing weather, building soil, moving water across continents, and sheltering civilizations that the modern world has never seen. Before we travel to the most remarkable places across this basin, there are several facts about the Amazon that most people never hear. Facts that explain why the river behaves the way it does, why the forest is far older than it looks, and why the cities that grew inside it feel like they belong to a different world entirely. And by the time we reach the final locations on this journey, especially the last two, those facts will make what you're seeing almost impossible to believe. It starts with a connection that almost no one knows exists. Every year, roughly 182 million tons of dust lift off the Sahara Desert in northern Africa and drift westward across the Atlantic Ocean. A journey of nearly 7,000 kilometers, about 4,350 miles. When that dust finally settles over the Amazon basin, it delivers something the forest cannot produce on its own: phosphorus. The Amazon soil is ancient and almost completely depleted of nutrients. What keeps 390 billion trees alive is not the ground beneath them. It is a desert on the other side of an ocean, sending a supply of minerals through the sky year after year with the precision of a delivery system. Without the Sahara, large sections of the Amazon would slowly collapse. That is the first thing most people never hear about this forest. It is being fed from 7,000 kilometers away. The second thing is what the forest does with that energy. A single large Amazonian tree releases more than 1,000 liters, roughly 264 gallons, of water vapor into the atmosphere every single day. Multiply that across 390 billion trees, and the result is what climatologists call the flying rivers. Invisible corridors of moisture flowing westward above the canopy, carrying an estimated 20 billion tons of water through the sky every day. That figure is larger than the discharge of the Amazon River itself. These flying rivers travel until they hit the Andes, a wall of mountains rising up to 6,962 meters, roughly 22,841 feet, and fall as rain across Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina. Scientists estimate that between 50% and 70% of the rainfall across South America's agricultural heartland originates here, in this forest. The Amazon doesn't just sit in South America, it waters it. The third fact concerns what lives inside this forest, and the numbers are almost incoherent. The Amazon basin contains approximately 10% of all species on Earth. In a single hectare, 2.5 acres of forest, researchers have counted more tree species than exist across all of North America north of Mexico. One study recorded more species of ant in a 10 square kilometer area, about 4 square miles, than in the entire British Isles. New species are still being formally identified at a rate of approximately 700 per year. And the fourth fact is the one that rewrites history. The Amazon was not empty before Europeans arrived. Beneath the forest floor, across millions of hectares, lie the remains of one of the largest civilizations ever to exist in the Americas. Cities, roads, and engineered soils that are only now becoming visible through satellite imaging and laser pulse mapping technology. What Europeans called virgin rainforest was, in many places, an overgrown ruin. Keep those 4 facts in mind, because every place we visit next will look different once you understand them. The meeting of the waters, Manaus. The journey begins in the heart of the basin, at a place where the Amazon announces itself with one of the strangest sights in South America. Just outside the city of Manaus, 2 rivers converge and refuse to mix. For approximately 6 kilometers, nearly 4 miles, downstream from their confluence, the dark black water of the Rio Negro runs side by side with the pale sandy brown water of the Solimões in a hard, visible boundary. 2 rivers, 1 channel, 2 completely separate worlds. The explanation is physics. The Rio Negro runs at roughly 28 degrees Celsius, about 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Slow, acidic, and rich in dissolved organic matter from the forests of Venezuela and Colombia. The Solimões arrives cooler, faster, and loaded with sediments scraped from the Andes over millions of years. Their temperatures, densities, and chemical compositions are so different that the water physically resists blending. It is at this exact point, where the 2 rivers finally merge, that the Amazon River officially begins. And the city that grew beside this confluence is unlike any other city on Earth. Manaus sits more than 1,500 kilometers, roughly 932 miles, from the Atlantic coast, surrounded on every side by rainforest. Drive 30 minutes in any direction, and the city simply ends, not gradually, completely. The road enters the trees and the city ceases to exist. Yet nearly 2.3 million people live here. The city exists because of rubber. Between approximately 1850 and 1912, the Amazon held a near-total global monopoly on natural rubber. Demand from the bicycle and automobile industries drove prices to extraordinary levels. Manaus became one of the wealthiest cities in South America almost overnight. Its elite imported Italian marble, French ironwork, and European architects. They sent their laundry to Lisbon. The city installed one of South America's first electric tramway systems in 1899, before most European capitals had done the same. And in 1896, they built an opera house. The Teatro Amazonas still stands today, its dome covered in 36,000 hand-painted ceramic tiles in the green and gold of the Brazilian flag, its interior floored in rubber. Its stage reopened in 1990 after sitting silent for 66 years. The boom ended in 1913 when British cultivated rubber plantations in Malaya undercut the Amazon's prices overnight. The mansions were abandoned, the trams stopped, the opera house closed, Manaus collapsed, and then reinvented itself. In 1967, Brazil declared it a free trade zone, offering zero import tariffs to manufacturers willing to operate inside the forest. Today, the zone generates roughly $15 billion in annual output, employing more than 500,000 people. The city contains Portuguese churches from the 1690s, rubber boom palaces from the 1890s, brutalist government towers from the 1970s, and glass-fronted commercial buildings from this century, all within walking distance of each other. And as the river widens beyond Manaus's edge, it opens into the first of many worlds hidden inside the basin. Anavilanas Archipelago. Moving upstream along the Rio Negro, the river fractures. For more than 380 kilometers, roughly 236 miles. The channel breaks apart into thousands of islands, narrow passages, flooded forests, and hidden lakes that shift shape with every season. This is the Anavilanas Archipelago, the largest river archipelago on Earth. It contains more than 400 islands. During the dry season, white sand beaches appear along their edges, and the channels between them narrow to passages barely wide enough for a canoe. During the wet season, the entire system floods. Islands shrink to thin lines of vegetation above the waterline. The passages between them disappear entirely. Pink river dolphins, boto, move into the flooded forest during high water, navigating between submerged tree trunks, using echolocation precise enough to detect objects the size of a coin from several meters away. Their necks, unlike ocean dolphins, are unfused, allowing them to turn their heads 180 degrees to track prey through the trees. Fish migrate into the submerged forest to spawn among the branches. fruits fall directly into the water. Seed dispersal here is done not by wind or birds, but by fish. A system so efficient that scientists have identified more than 200 tree species whose primary seed dispersal mechanism depends entirely on the annual flood. The flood is not a disruption. It is the reproduction strategy of the forest. And following the river further upstream eventually leads to a stretch of the Amazon that looks nothing like a river at all. Alto do Chão, Pará, where the Tapajós River meets the Amazon in the Brazilian state of Pará, something unexpected appears. White sand beaches, turquoise water, an inland sea, calm and clear, stretching to a horizon of dense green forest. This is Alto do Chão, sometimes called the Caribbean of the Amazon. Though that comparison undersells it, the clarity of the water here is the result of the Tapajós' unusually low sediment load. Unlike the silt-heavy Amazon or the dark acidic Rio Negro, the Tapajós flows over ancient stable sandstone that keeps the water almost particle-free. Sunlight penetrates several meters into the river, creating the turquoise tones that seem impossible this far from any ocean. Between July and November, the dry season, river levels drop by as much as 10 meters, roughly 33 feet, exposing vast sandbars that are completely submerged for the rest of the year. An entire landscape appears and disappears on a seasonal schedule. When the water rises, these beaches vanish entirely. The forest submerges. Fish swim between the trees. The village adapts. Local communities have built their entire calendar around this cycle. Where to fish, where to navigate, where to gather, all determined by what the river is doing that month. And pressing deeper into the basin, further west along the river, the scale of the Amazon begins to make itself felt in ways that are genuinely difficult to process. The Amazon River. The Amazon River stretches for approximately 6,400 kilometers. nearly 3,976 miles. From its source in the Peruvian Andes to its mouth on Brazil's Atlantic coast. But the number that defines it is not its length, its volume. During peak flood season, the Amazon discharges approximately 209,000 cubic meters of water into the Atlantic every single second. That figure represents nearly 20% of all fresh water entering the world's oceans from every river on Earth combined. The force of that discharge pushes fresh water more than 160 kilometers, roughly 100 miles, into the open Atlantic before it mixes with salt water. Ships approaching the Brazilian coast can draw fresh water from the ocean before they can see land. The river itself did not always flow east. Millions of years ago, before the Andes rose, the Amazon drained westward into the Pacific. When the mountains pushed upward, beginning roughly 15 million years ago and reaching their current height approximately 5 million years ago, they blocked the western drainage entirely. The basin flooded into an inland sea before the river eventually broke through its eastern edge and reversed direction completely. The Amazon, as it exists today, is geologically young. The forest it drains is not. Between December and May, floodwaters rise by as much as 14 meters, roughly 46 feet. In some locations, spreading across an area of approximately 350,000 square kilometers, about 135,000 square miles. An area the size of Germany, underwater for up to 6 months every year, and continuing westward, upstream, into Peru, the basin opens into a landscape that almost no one outside South America has heard of. Iquitos, Peru. Iquitos is one of the largest cities on Earth with no road connection to the outside world. Home to approximately 500,000 people, it sits deep in the Peruvian Amazon. Reachable only by river or by air. No highway reaches it. No railway, no bridge. Like Manaus, Iquitos was built by rubber. In the late 19th century, wealthy traders imported European architecture and furniture, materials traveling more than 10,000 kilometers through the Atlantic, up the Amazon, to arrive in a city surrounded by jungle. The Casa de Fierro, the Iron House, was designed by Gustave Eiffel, the engineer behind the Eiffel Tower, and shipped piece by piece to Iquitos in 1890. When rubber collapsed, Iquitos adapted differently from Manaus. Today, the city runs on the river. Boats function as taxis, buses, and delivery vehicles. Seasonal flooding raises water levels by several meters, roughly 10 feet, forcing markets, walkways, and entire neighborhoods to adjust year after year. The floating neighborhood of Belém sits on rafts that rise and fall with the river, its houses shifting position with every season. Beyond the city, the forest begins immediately, and within it, one of the most biodiverse protected areas in the Western Hemisphere. The Pacaya-Samiria National Reserve covers more than 20,800 square kilometers, roughly 8,030 square miles, of seasonally flooded forest. During the wet season, the entire reserve transforms. Water rises until the forest floor disappears, and the canopy becomes a corridor for dolphins, caimans, and fish moving through what was, weeks earlier, dry land. It is one of the few places on Earth where you can kayak through a forest canopy. And following the river further west, into the foothills of the Andes, the landscape changes in a way that seems almost impossible for a rainforest. The buried civilization. Beneath the forest floor, across millions of hectares of the Amazon basin, the ground tells a story that took scientists most of the 20th century to accept. The Amazon was not empty before Europeans arrived. Scattered across the basin in patches ranging from 1 hectare to more than 350 hectares, roughly 2.5 to 865 acres, are deposits of a substance called terra preta, black earth. While the surrounding Amazonian soil is pale, thin, and almost completely depleted of nutrients, terra preta is dark, dense, and extraordinarily fertile. It contains charcoal, bone fragments, ceramic shards, and microbial communities that scientists cannot replicate in laboratory conditions. Unlike ordinary compost, which degrades, terra preta regenerates. Plots measured today are richer than when first recorded in the 1960s. Some deposits are estimated to be between 2,000 and 7,000 years old. This was not nature. This was agriculture. LiDAR technology, which uses laser pulses fired from aircraft to penetrate the forest canopy and map what lies beneath. Has in the past decade revealed the full scale of what was buried. In Bolivia's Llanos de Mojos region alone, researchers have identified more than 6,600 separate earthwork structures, causeways, canals, reservoirs, and platform mounds, covering approximately 226,000 square kilometers, about 87,000 square miles. In the Brazilian state of Acre, more than 450 geometric enclosures have been documented, circles and rectangles up to 300 meters. Nearly 1,000 feet in diameter, connected by straight roads running for kilometers through the forest. Population estimates for the pre-contact Amazon now range from 8 million to 50 million people. Then, between 1492 and roughly 1650, disease arrived. Smallpox, measles, influenza, against which Amazonian populations had no immunity. Mortality rates in some regions exceeded 90%. The cities were abandoned. The roads were swallowed. The terra preta was buried under centuries of leaf litter. What Europeans later described as pristine wilderness was, in many places, the aftermath of one of the largest demographic collapses in human history. The people who chose to disappear. Brazil's National Indian Foundation, FUNAI, currently estimates that approximately 114 uncontacted indigenous groups live within the Amazon basin. The word uncontacted is a simplification. Many of these groups are aware the outside world exists. Some have had contact with it before, with rubber tappers in the late 19th century, with missionaries in the 20th, with loggers and miners in the decades since. The choice not to engage is in many cases exactly that, a choice. The most documented case involved a man known only as the Man of the Hole. From 1996 until 2022, FUNAI teams monitoring an isolated territory in the Brazilian state of Rondônia recorded evidence of a single individual living entirely alone across approximately 4,000 hectares. About 9,884 acres. He built huts. He dug large holes inside them, purpose unknown. He planted gardens. He hunted alone. FUNAI agents observed him for 26 years without attempting contact, in accordance with Brazilian law, which since 1988 has guaranteed the right of isolated peoples to remain so. In August 2022, he was found dead inside one of his huts, peacefully, by all appearances. Estimated age between 60 and 70 years. He was the last surviving member of his people. His name was never known. His language was never recorded. His people's entire history died with him. In 2008, the Brazilian government released aerial photographs of another group near the Peruvian border. Men with red and black body paint standing outside thatched dwellings, looking upward at the aircraft overhead. The photographs became some of the most widely published images of that decade. That group remains uncontacted today. FUNAI maintains monitoring posts around these territories, not to establish contact, but to intercept illegal loggers and miners pushing against their borders. The most effective tool for protecting these peoples is ensuring that nothing, no road, no settlement, no economic activity, ever reaches the edges of where they live. And at the western edge of the basin, where the Amazon finally meets the mountains that reversed its flow millions of years ago, the last landscape on this journey appears. Tambopata, Peru. In the Peruvian department of Madre de Dios, where the Andes foothills begin to rise from the basin floor, lies one of the most biologically intense areas in the Amazon. Tambopata National Reserve covers approximately 274,690 hectares, roughly 679,000 acres. Within that area, researchers have recorded more than 600 bird species, 1,200 butterfly species, 180 fish species, and over 1,700 plant species. Numbers that place it among the most biodiverse protected areas on Earth by surface area. But what draws scientists here most consistently is something that happens on the riverbank at dawn. Along exposed clay walls on the banks of the Tambopata River, hundreds of scarlet macaws, red and green macaws, and smaller parrots descend each morning in a tightly coordinated ritual that has no parallel anywhere in the Amazon. They eat clay. The clay licks, known locally as colpus, provide minerals that neutralize the toxins present in the seeds and unripe fruits that macaws eat. Without this daily mineral intake, their diet would slowly poison them. Not all riverbanks contain the right mineral composition. The birds identify specific sites and travel considerable distances, sometimes dozens of kilometers, to reach them. The timing is predictable enough that research programs are built around it. Raptors know this too. Harpy eagles and hawk eagles circle overhead during peak activity, waiting for a gap in the flock's defensive formation. The macaws respond by sending scouts before the main group descends, a collective risk assessment performed every morning. Above the clay licks, Tambopata's forest rises in layers. The emergent trees push 60 meters, nearly 200 feet, above the ground. The canopy at 30 to 45 meters, 100 to 150 feet, is where most life exists. The forest floor receives less than 1% of original sunlight. A fallen tree here fully decomposes within 6 weeks. Every part of the system is consuming and rebuilding itself simultaneously. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is permanent. Closing the Amazon covers approximately 7.4 million square kilometers, roughly 2.7 million square miles, across 9 countries. But the size is not the point. The point is the connections. A desert in Africa feeds the forest. The forest feeds the sky. The sky feeds the farms that feed a continent. The river that drains it all once flowed in the opposite direction. The cities built inside it rose and collapsed and rose again. The civilizations buried beneath it are only now becoming visible. And somewhere inside it, people are living exactly as they choose, unseen, uncontacted, and unbothered by the world pressing against their borders. Every location on this journey is part of the same system. The clay lick in Tambopata and the dust cloud over the Sahara are connected. The rubber boom in Manaus and the Terra Preta beneath the acre forest are connected. The pink dolphin threading through a submerged canopy in Anavilanas and the man who died alone in Rondonia are connected. Once you see that, the Amazon stops being a jungle. It becomes something closer to what it actually is, the most intricate thing alive.